A few years ago, Americans marched for Ukraine. Then they marched for Palestine. Today, they march for Venezuela. Every time, a faraway war. Every time, the same streets. And every time, America is the one on fire. This time, it started with one move. The United States captured Nicolás Maduro, the president of Venezuela, a man accused of drugs, corruption, and destroying his own country. It took one day. No long war, no weeks of bombing, no endless speeches, just action. And when it was over, America did not celebrate. America argued. For people outside the United States, this looks strange. A dictator is caught. The operation ends quickly. No chaos follows. In many countries, this would be called a success. But in America, success is not the question. Who gets the credit is. Democratic leaders were very clear. They did not defend Maduro, but they did not praise the operation either. Hakeem Jeffries called Maduro a criminal and authoritarian dictator. Then he warned that the president must follow the law and protect democratic norms. Notice the focus, not the dictator, not the result, the process. Chuck Schumer also called Maduro illegitimate, but he said the operation was reckless and warned America could end up running Venezuela. Again, not relief, not victory, fear. Kamala Harris was even harsher. She called the capture unlawful and unwise. She said it did not make America safer or stronger, but the dictator was already gone. No war followed. No explosion came. So what exactly failed? Here is the question no one in Washington wants to answer. If this had happened in Ukraine, if Volodymyr Zelensky had suddenly captured Vladimir Putin in one clean operation, would anyone be shouting about process? No, the whole country would be celebrating. The world would be cheering. The streets would be full of flags, not anger. So why is America shouting now? This is not really about precedent. If it were, there would have been outrage during years of bombing, during endless wars, during failures. This outrage appears only when the action works, and only when Trump did it. The fear is not that Trump broke the rules. The fear is that Trump succeeded without permission, without committees, without them. Now, look at the media. CNN, MSNBC, New York Times. These outlets leaned heavily on words like reckless, dangerous, illegal, destabilizing. They did not frame the story as a dictator removed. They framed it as a crisis caused by Trump. On The View, commentators called the capture kidnapping and said Trump doesn't care about Venezuelans. This is not neutral reporting. It follows a political line, a line hostile to Trump. While America debated process, another reality stayed unspoken. If Trump had failed, there would be no debate. There would be no nuance. He would be erased. History remembers failure. It forgets explanations. So why take the risk? Most leaders don't. They choose delay. They choose committees. They choose wars that last decades. Troops sent out. Coffins sent home. This was not that. No invasion, no occupation, no years of blood. A helicopter, a small team, one day. If it had failed, this image would define him forever. But it didn't. Maduro was captured in one day. America will argue for years, not because the action failed, but because it succeeded without permission, without consensus, without them. When power moves this fast, systems built on hesitation panic. That is why the world is watching, not America's words, America's nerve.
Thank you for watching Pastcast.
where the past echoes through today. If you enjoyed the satire, scrolls, and scandals, like, subscribe, and ring the bell before the next empire falls.